George R. Martin, you better be working on that new book.
Well, George, some people think you have the perfect ending planned for a Song of Ice and Fire. It's perfect for every plot, subplot, and character. It's going to be the greatest ending of all time. In fact, some people even think you had it thought out right at the very start. I say you make it up as you go along, and you don't have a clue how it ends at the beginning or now. You're just stuck, hopelessly stuck. And that's why you're not writing anything. You don't know where to go. You got so many subplots and characters that are all disjointed. You never had a plan. You don't know how to connect them together into a great ending. So you do other things. And you won't admit it because you're laughing all the way to the bank. Do you have a response? Someone left me an early Christmas present. There's a little note. Let's see what it says. Do not open before Christmas Day. You think I'm going to do that? No. Let's see what's in there. A lot of paper. What could it be? You think it could be Wins the Winner? Nah, not in a million years. There's this other YouTube site called The Dragon Demands, and he said Wins the Winner was going to be done this year, and that George was going to release it or announce the release at some convention earlier in the year. Now, I put in his comments, are you guaranteeing this? I'm counting on you. And then he changed his tune, like, well, maybe next year, right? Dragon Demands, are you related to George? It sort of sounds like him a little bit. Well, let's see. Anyway. Hey, look. I can't believe it. The Wins the Winner. Holy mackerel. Wait a second. There's real small writing on this thing. Let me see what the heck. Volume 1 of 20. What is this? Wait a second. Oh, man. Somebody played a trick on me. It must be one of my ornery nephews. A niece wouldn't do that, right? If I find out who it is, out of the will. For you newcomers out there, this is my annual update to a video I did 2 years ago titled, George R. Martin will never finish A Song of Ice and Fire. Never, never. If you have not seen the original video, nor last year's update, I've included links in the comments section. So I'm back again asking Mr. Martin, where is Wins the Winner? Where?
You said you would finish it years ago.
I'm gonna!
In 2010, he said there were 4 chapters done. In 2012, he said it would arrive in 2014. In 2022, he said he was 3/4 of the way done. Why in 2012 would he think it would arrive 2 years later when 10 years later he's only got 3/4 of the book done? That doesn't add up, does it? There's some people that think George Martin had the book all done, and then when the TV show ended, people were so disappointed he threw it all out and he started over on The Wins the Winner. But that doesn't make any sense either, because in March 2015, he said he hoped to have it done to coincide with the 6 seasons, which was in 2016. And if he even had it done towards the start of the last season, you would release it at the beginning of the season, like he was saying here, for publicity. Remember, he's got one more book, so it wouldn't spoil the ending to release the next to the last book. That's convincing evidence. He didn't have the book done. In George Martin's Not a Blog on September 9th, 2024, he said he was way behind blogging, along with 1,000 other things. 1,000 other things? Why are you working on so many things? Remember when he said, I'm going to work on Wins the Winner and Wins the Winner alone until I get that done. Nothing else. He traveled to Europe July 15th to August 15th. He says he does not travel with a computer. He never has and never will. I've seen video long ago, years ago, where he said that when he went to conventions and to do talk shows and things, he would travel. He wouldn't do any writing because he could only write on his computer that he used that had an old DOS word programming kind of thing. That's the only thing he'd write on. In his blog, he said he produced some new pages on both Wins the Winner and Blood and Fire, the sequel to Fire and Blood. New pages? He did some new pages? Not even chapters? Oh boy. His various TV projects ate up most of his time. How many projects is he doing now? How many TV projects is he doing? Some were pleasant, dark winds in the hedge night. Most were not, and stress kept mounting. He tossed and turned and he couldn't sleep at night. I had a couple nights recently where I got up at 1 and I couldn't get back to sleep. The next day I felt like a zombie. I couldn't get anything done, exactly like a zombie. All right, use this mighty book from the grave.
Who the hell's that?
George R.R. Martin.
It's already 800 pages. How long does it need to be?
I was thinking about typing the end on the last page. We'll kill everyone in the next book.
He said he had so much on his plate, he seriously debated not going on his trip. But he's glad he went. He was so stressed, he doubts he would have got anything done. Well, why take on so many projects? That's my question to you. Why take on all this extra work? If you spread yourself too thin and you're not taking your advice, you're going to end up with a bunch of shows that end up like the Game of Thrones finished. What is it going to do to your legacy? I guarantee 50 years from now, people aren't going to be talking how great the Game of Thrones TV show is. They may teach it in writing school on how not to destroy a project. And that goes for his Song of Ice and Fire. If he doesn't finish that, his legacy 50, 100 years from now, they're not going to be talking about other than here's a story that started out great and then was never finished. All these extra TV shows aren't going to do anything to make that reputation better. He certainly doesn't need the money. When he was on his trip, he met with his British editor and he discussed potential new projects. And he hinted at a possible collaboration with Maisie Williams, who played Arya. Again, something else. Why does he keep putting his finger in all these other projects when he's stressed out? Finally, when he got back to, he had 1,000 emails. Now, why he feels he has to read all the emails, he has in a couple other places I've seen him talking about a helper. Like when he gets ready to write his helper, who he calls a minion. Well, how would you like to work for somebody and they call you their minion? Hey, minion, get over here. Anyway, why can't the minion read through the emails, get rid of the junk ones or the ones that aren't important, and just give George Martin the ones that are important that he needs to say? That would save him a lot of work, you know? What's a minion for, after all? But when he opened the computer, all his stress came back. So he ain't going to get a lot of work done now.
No more parties until you finish that book.